Hellions. Welcome to our podcast.
Hi.
We are Zooming today because Cleveland is in, I don't know, my county, Lake County, Ohio, went purple.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I don't know if Cuyahoga went purple yet, but we were close.
Yeah, well, anyway, the virus is like exploding in Northeast Ohio, so we decided to not get together in person. So we're doing it virtually on 2 different screens. And I'm Christine Parker of Christine Parker Co. I'm a knitwear designer, and I have a bunch of merchandise with swears on it that you can buy. And my co-conspirator is Sarah Flinn of Superfine Yarn Co. She's a yarn. And we're here to hang out with you today.
Yeah.
I feel like I have brain fog because Wednesday night I hosted a virtual get together, like a crafting night.
I saw the screenshot with everyone on there.
Yeah, it was really fun. But like, you know, that's another thing where you're like, you know, me and Sarah are both introverts. So like even getting together virtually makes us really tired. So I did that I like hosted this virtual craft party on Wednesday night. And then Friday morning, Sarah and I did a Facebook Live for the virtual Fiber Festival. So that was like an hour of being on. And now we're doing this a couple days later, and I can't wait. Like, I just need a nap already. What have you been up to, Sarah?
Not much. I just enjoyed a quiet Thanksgiving and Zoomed with my mom's side of the family. So Colorado, West Virginia, and Mansfield, Ohio, we all got together and caught up, which was nice. And dyed a bunch for a wholesale order yesterday, and then going down to rinse those out this afternoon. So that's the plan for the weekend.
Yeah. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about.
A lot.
Which, like, when I started preparing for today's episode, I was like, oh my God, I haven't done anything all month. Like, what am I even going to talk about? But actually, there's like,
you have a lot.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on.
I do too. Yeah.
So,
I was going to say, I went through the YouTube comments from last episode, and they were so much fun. And there were some highlights that I wanted to talk about. One was Lynn posted that she went to high school near the Hildebrandt building, and if the wind was blowing the wrong way, you could like smell like that it was like a meat packing plant. It smelled like terrible. So I'm like, great like memory to have, but it's not a meat packing plant anymore. But I was like, oh my gosh. And then we got a lot of book recommendations, so I put them in our Google Doc so we can kind of keep track of them. But one was one of my mom's favorite books, recommended by Melissa, Flame and Flower. Yeah, is that it? Oh no, is it Catherine Woodwest?
Wait a minute, this is Flowers from the Storm, but I have the other one.
I knew you had it. Because it has a fantastic,
Flame and the Flower. This is like the OG romance novel.
And it was around the house, and I don't know how I never read it. So that is on my list. But
yes. Should this be our next read? Our next long? Because
I think so.
I've been meaning to read this one. I don't know if it's in print anymore. I got this one on eBay. This is like the first edition. But we can check.
Okay. Definitely we would have it at the library. I'm not sure how many copies, but yeah, I didn't check to see if I can download it. So I will check.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous one because this is the book that like started the. So when you think of like a romance novel, this is the first. This is the first one. It's from like the early 70s, and it like, oh shit, look at her.
Love the hair.
Look at that hair. So she was like writing, I mean, she like sort of started it and it blew up. And so that's why she like started the beginning of the romance revolution, I guess.
Oh, great. Well, I've been meaning to read it, so I think Okay, so thank you, Melissa, for that, because
Yeah.
I really want to read that. And then Charity mentioned another author, Isabel Carr, who I've been meaning to read. So I downloaded one of her books called Ripe for Pleasure. So that's on my to-do list as well, to read list. So thanks for the recommendations, and keep them coming, because it's really nice to read through those. So we have a giveaway that I just did a YouTube comment picker and went through our comments and randomly picked a winner. And
what was the prize?
The prize, and I left it at the studio, but it's a skein of Bulky in Forest, kind of a multicolored green skein. And so the winner was Vicky S.
Hey, Vicky!
Yay. So I'll contact her and we'll get that shipped out.
Yay! I loved reading all the comments from last time, because everyone was like, I had asked everyone to tell us their knitting origin stories, and it was really fun to like go through and read those.
There's a lot of good ones. A lot of people who, you like learned from a grandma early on, and then kind of, you dropped it and then picked it back up later.
Yeah. So we have a new giveaway, because we love to give stuff away for free. This time we are giving away a mug, a coffee mug. This is down there. This is this mug is with my original design. It's got stockinette stitch in rainbow stitches, a rainbow gradient that goes all the way around the mug. So if you are interested in winning a kick-ass mug with rainbow stitches on it, leave a comment on this episode. Do we have a topic for comments this time? I think just say something nice.
Yeah.
Say something nice about us, and we'll pick a winner.
About us. Not anything.
Oh yeah, I am obsessed with these mugs. This one is a 15 ounce. It's really big. It's got a nice big handle. And I was telling Sarah in our Facebook Live the other day, I knocked this thing off my desk. Like, it was empty, but I knocked it off, and it fell hard enough to dent my hardwood floors. But like, it lives. It's fine. It's like a good mug.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I like these.
I have some local businesses I was gonna highlight.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so Thanksgiving, I have a pastry chef in my building. Her name is Annie of Annie's Signature Sweets, and she does baking classes, and she's doing them virtually now. So
cool.
yeah, she has all sorts of different topics. She has macaron, all sorts of different things, and then you can sign up and she'll teach you virtually, where she used to have it at the Hildebrandt, but she also offers baked goods for sale. So I, for Thanksgiving, got myself some treats, but I wanted to show you guys. Look how cute. These are lemon lavender shortbread cookies, and they are so good. So I'm having trouble. I keep like picking at them, so I think there's 5 or 6 left, but I got this, and then I got cherry cheesecake. So I
love cheesecake.
So I'm kind of sad, because she worked a lot of Sundays too, and taught on Sundays, and that's the day I usually die because I'm off from work. And I used to sneak down and get treats, and she's not there right now, so it's really sad.
I hate COVID. This sucks, guys.
You took away my pastry shop. So I just wanted to give a plug to Annie, and she's really good with like kids classes too. So check out her class schedule, and if you would like some treats, order some from her.
What's her website? Do you know it on?
I was gonna say, let me I'll add it to our shared doc, so you can just add her link in.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, and then one of my other fiber friends in Cleveland, Jen, she is a crocheter, and she came out to one of our pre-COVID knit nights, and she is so talented, and she does baskets. So check out, this is my new guy. So her business is called JSO Day Crochet. So we'll put that link in there too. It's like a mix of like some of her family names. But she I loved this color. She's like, I didn't think anyone was going to pick this color because I wanted a custom basket. So it was nice. She sent me a picture of what's available. And then I was like, I want some to be able to put skeins in.
Nice.
Perfect. So
it looks really sturdy.
It's super sturdy. She has different like types of fabric and like, you know, it's almost like not rope, but really sturdy fabric. So
nice.
I know she was talking about like how she sources the different fabrics. She has ones that have patterns and things like that. But she's also, this is a bolster stitch, which is a stitch she came up with. So,
I was gonna say, it doesn't look like that's like something I've never seen before.
Yeah, she's super talented, does all sorts of sizes of baskets and then other crocheted ready-made items too. So we'll put her info in there. So I'll just show off my new basket.
Cool. I want a basket. I have trouble with baskets because I put things like, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a catch-all on my desk and I'm gonna like put all my crap in it, and then all the crap goes in it and I can never find anything and I never clean it out. So this is just like baskets full of stuff.
I know. Well, I want, people have like the open knitting, like kind of like baskets or just like baskets with like a handle that they put their knitting in on their couch. And I'm like, not with a Chihuahua, you're not, because your knitting will be all over the floor.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's just not a possibility. But
yeah, I would love to be the type of person who has like a knitting basket with their knitting like by them. But yeah, I don't, because I'll like, just so much books will be in there, and like my phone will end up in it, and like why is there an extension cord in there, and like, you know, just because like, oh my god, someone's coming over, I have to like clean up really quick. Speaking of Chihuahuas,
I know she's grumpy because she's sleeping and I woke her up. But this is Ripley, so not
hi baby.
Yeah, she's like
no.
little
pink coat.
She's like a cat in like that, like if you want her to do something, she's like, no, this is not happening. This was not my idea, but if it's my idea, it's perfectly wonderful. So.
What a sweet baby angel. Where did you get her?
The APL.
Okay, that's where my cats are from.
That's where what?
My cats are from, the Cleveland.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was on their site and refreshing every few days, and they got a lot of rescues from Tennessee on a van, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go visit her, and that was it. I took her home.
Aw, I love that. Yeah, I have been telling Devin, I'm like, Devin's my husband, Devin, I want another dog. And so like yesterday I was looking at City Dogs Cleveland, which is like a pit bull rescue. And
I love their, they have a nice logo. I always see those t-shirts around.
Yeah, they're fun on Instagram too, but Evan, he's like, no, stop it. We have 2 already, and we have 2 cats.
Cats, yeah.
It's like this big, so there's a lot of bodies in here.
Well, I was gonna show off my new Hildebrandt Cowl Kits.
Okay, yes. I love the new color. The color combo.
So, here's the Hildebrandt cowl we've talked about before.
The original version.
That's the original version, and then I made up a new kit, which looks like this, but it's the original Chambord, which is the original color, but instead of lunar, I did rain song.
That's so pretty.
Is real pale gray, and then some kind of beige, peachy areas in there, and then just a little charcoal speckle.
Cool.
So it'd be a little
pretty a nice neutral, like a speckle.
It is. Neutral. It's funny. When I started dyeing, I was like bright, you know, and then this was like I had this, and I think Vesper, which is a tonal gray, and then people were like, this is the best ever, and would like pick this, and I'm like, well, what about my bright color? Now I'm like, oh, okay, you can't do everything bright. You have to have some.
Good.
But no, it's good because it's not just like tonal. I like that it has a little variation, but it goes with everything. So
I love that. Like, I wear a lot of gray, but then like gray and black. But then it's also nice to have some. Will also go with like a brown or tan. You know.
Yeah. So there's 2 of those in the shop. So grab one of those.
Cool.
And then I have some new colorways too I wanted to share in my new basket. I have, oh, this is the Virtuwool, the festival that we did on Friday. This is their signature color. So it's kind of like periwinkle and like deeper, like medium blue, like a brilliant blue. And then there's some like cranberry areas that it kind of blended out to a little more pink. But, so this is the MCN DK. So I have 6 of those in the shop. So that I like that they pick, you know, they give us like a little palette to work with. So I did those special for that show.
Nice. How often is the Virtuwool Fiber Festival?
How long is it? Monthly.
No, how often do they do it?
Monthly, yep. Every month. And then this one was a little longer because they're doing Cyber Monday too. So they did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Nice.
So, and yeah, they're all on Facebook. You can go back and look at, you know, vendors that you like, and they're posted on there still.
There's giveaways and stuff. There's everybody's new products. It's really cool. Like I'd never watched one before. Like I know you've been doing it. Oh, your mug is so cute. I've been I'd known about it through you, and then you were like, hey, will you join me? And I was like, okay. And so then we did it, but I'd never like seen anybody else's slots or whatever. But after we filmed, I went back and like I've been watching. I'm like jumping in, you know, every once in a while all weekend, and they're really fun. Like it's so cool. It's like it's almost like a special, like it's like QVC kind of, where like you just show, everybody's showing off their cool, like their new products and their beautiful yarn, and you're like hanging out and they're answering questions. It was really fun.
It is, and I like the variety of vendors too. So there's like, you know, it's not all indie dyers, so it's kind of nice, like, you know, bag makers and, you know, all sorts of people now. So I love that.
Yeah.
Really nice for us because all our shows are down, so this is really nice.
Yeah.
Income replacement for us while during COVID. So.
You have more.
I have 2 new bulky colors.
Ooh.
That I actually showed on the show, but still have some. This is Baby Love.
Love that.
So pinky with some like green hits in there.
It's like a forest green, like a dark.
Yeah. And then Glamma Ray, which is super deep, kind of purples, magentas, a little bit of kind of gold in there too, or copper. Oh, and that's the LUSH.
I want to do a collab with that base.
With the bulky, yeah.
I have, not yet, because I've got, I mean, we'll talk about it, but like I have patterns in the works already, but like after that.
Oh, good.
Some of my stuff finished.
I was looking at some of these, and I think I'm going to cast on a big Fatty Cowl, so.
Ooh!
But yeah, I would love that. So you'll have to grab some next time I see you so you can play around with it.
Since you mentioned it, we might as well talk about it.
Yay! Because I don't think did you bring that before? I don't think you have. I don't think we've seen it on the podcast.
I had it. I had it at the Virtuwool, but if folks missed it, they can watch it here. This is so it's this one. It's 2 to 3 skeins of super bulky, and it's just a garter stitch cowl with a high cord edge, and you just like knit a bunch of squishy garter stitch. It takes like 10 minutes. Okay, not 10 minutes, a couple hours to make. And then you like, before you seam the 2 ends together, you put you like twist it so that it just lays, it like drapes really nice no matter how you put it on.
The twist really gives it, I love that. It really lays like differently.
Little bit of, I don't know, texture or like body, whatever. I don't know. It's just really easy to wear, and it's like nice and big and squishy. This one, the yellow one that I'm wearing, I made with Malabrigo Rasta, but the first sample that I made was with Woolies, Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick. So you can make it with, like, you know, you can spend a bunch of money or you can not spend a bunch of money and make an affordable cowl. And like, because it's so fast, it's good for gifts. last minute holiday gifts. People, let's see, this episode is going to air next Friday. I think it's December 4th. So like people, you know, if you're like, oh my God, what am I going to make? Make a big fatty cowl. It's a free pattern. You just go on, it's on my, my Ravelry. Yeah, get some of Sarah's real pretty yarn.
So those are all my new guys.
Okay.
I want to show off. And what are you working on? You have new stuff too.
I do have new stuff. I have a lot of new stuff. I've been drawing a lot. Like, that's why my patterns are taking so long, because I'm like, I can't stop drawing. So like, I showed you my, oh, something just fell. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I showed that I drew this stockinette doodle. I don't know, you can see. It's just like super simple. And then I uploaded it to Adobe Illustrator and I vectorized it and then I put it on a bunch of stuff. So it's on mugs. It's on, I don't know if you can see my dog. I made it on blankets. Okay, that's Bindi. Bindi, she's losing her hearing.
Dexter is too.
Yeah. So I have this on, I've got the rainbow pattern on this blanket. This one is red and purple. Oh, hi. Sorry, did I bother you? I put it on little throw blankets. I've got it on face masks. I'm really excited about these face masks because they're super comfy. So they're polyester. It's 2 layers of polyester. It's got a pocket for a filter. So if you want to add like, I don't know, a filter or like a Kleenex or coffee filter, like whatever you do. I haven't been doing that. But it's got stretchy ear loops that are adjustable. So like if they're too loose, you see there's like a little adjustable thing, and it's got the bendy nose wire. So I was surprised when I got this because I was like, I don't know, like they're not mass produced, they're produced one at a time, but like, you know, something that I didn't sew myself, I was like, that's gonna suck. But it's actually surprisingly comfortable for being
nice.
Yeah.
I love that it has the wire.
Yeah. It's the text again. So yeah, like if you need, you know, I put the stockinette stitch in a bunch of different colors. There's the rainbow one, there's this green. I think I have some other ones in there. There's like a very tasteful gray to wear to work. I've got it, I've got one with swear words on it, like the fuck off I'm knitting with the rainbow ball of yarn. I've got that. I put Phyllis's face, I put on a face mask. So, yeah, I've just been having so much fun, like making stickers and pins and, you know, the blankets. I've got tote bags now with, I don't have a sample of them, but I think I'm going to get one because people have been saying they're really cool. But with the fuck off I'm knitting and fuck off I'm crocheting, I put those on tote bags. What else? I've got, I have enamel pins now.
Ooh.
Yeah, these are so awesome. These are the first batch of pins that I made. I only have them in this color just for knitters. I don't have crochet ones yet because pins are expensive. The smallest quantity I've been able to find is 50, so, which sucks because what if I'm like, I only want one? I can't. I have to spend like $300 on 50 pins.
50, yeah. And some places they're like, oh, 500 minimum. You're like, sure. That's not
right. So I have these purple and green ones, the fuck off I'm knitting. These are in stock in my Etsy shop right now. And then I recently did a pre-order for the same design, but with the rainbow yarn. So those are coming. They're in production right now.
I did a pre-order.
Yay, yes, you did. Thank you. They're in production right now. They are estimated to ship to me early December. So soon, I hope. And then as soon as I have those, they're going to go out to the folks who pre-ordered, and they will be available for for buying. And oh my God, this was so exciting. Our local yarn shop, Around the Table Yarns, we've talked about them a couple times, but they asked to wholesale some of my pins. So I'm going to be in a store.
That's awesome.
So excited. I know, and you have yarn there too.
I do. Yeah.
At Around the Table Yarns in Shaker Heights. They're arguably the most kick-ass yarn shop in Cleveland. So we love them. But yeah, that was really exciting. Moving on.
Yay. Let me get the right way here. Oh my gosh. So the shawl that keeps continuing. I have an update on my Lava Lake, which is enormous. So I got onto my 5th color, which is my dark purple, and now I'm fading back out. So that's
so you passed the halfway point.
Woo!
Yay!
So it's so much fun, but yeah, I'm kind of a slow knitter, so but you can see like the pattern in there.
It is not a race.
I know. I'm like, why am I being hard? There's no, it's gonna be pretty whenever it's done. And
that's right.
Yeah, so this is color 4, and then I'll work back 3, 2, 1 to the other side. So I'm really happy with it. So, well, I want it done so I can wear it too. And so the other exciting thing is when I was dyeing those, I did it in a pan of 3. So I have 2 kits that are available.
Ooh.
So 5 skein kit, Lava Lake by Stephen West. And there's 2 up in the shop. So if you'd like to treat yourself to a holiday gift, this is a really nice one. I'm really enjoying the pattern. You can just sit there and knit and not have to like look at charts or anything. So.
Yeah. See, that's like the kind of pattern that I love and that I strive to design, where it's like, it's mindless, but like the yarn is beautiful. Hi, Dexter.
he's grumpy. Let me see if I can get him. Another one that doesn't want to be on screen. This is my old boy.
He's shy. He's camera shy.
And his face is so white. I'm like, when did he get so old?
Yeah.
Baby. So.
Like Lava Lake, like it's all garter stitch. It's pretty mindless, but it has that like cool, the yarn over the eyelet detail. So like, it's not, you know, it's not like just a boring triangle. Like it's got some stuff going on, but it's still stuff that you don't have to think too hard on it.
It's the perfect, balance of, so that, and then my aunt and all of my dyeing ups and downs, I was trying a while ago, there's this stuff that's kind of like gel, and you mix your dye with it, and then you can place it in the pan, and instead of like having, sometimes if you put too much in, it gets muddy, or, your colors blend together, and sometimes it's a nice accident, but sometimes you want to like be more deliberate. So I tried this gel, and it didn't wash out. It was just like crusty. So I was like, oh good, I've got crusty yarn to sell. And I just practiced it with these like little green, like forest green blobs. I was crying to her. I was like, oh, I think it was more for people who dye silk scarves or like fabric, because maybe it washes out, but with the strands, it just glommed onto the strands. So dyeing fail, but my aunt was like, send it to me. She's a weaver as well as an amazing knitter. So she washed it a bunch of times, and she wove this scarf out of it.
Oh, how cool.
So
Beautiful.
Few looms, and makes like table runners and all sorts of things.
Nice.
And I am not a weaver, but she left me a little note that it was almost 1 skein warp, a 3/4 skein weft, 12 ends per inch. She did it with a very light beat, so it would be drapey.
Okay, I don't know what any of that means.
I don't either. So.
But maybe some of our weaver friends will know.
Yeah. So I was so happy that it got put to good use.
Yeah, that's awesome. Is that like a fingering weight?
It was fingering weight, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
There's
Aunt.
I know. And then with the bulky, I had a little 1 skein left over. and cast on a hat. And I haven't done cables in so long. I posted in my stories. I was like, these are really fun to me. So this is, trying to see, the Winter Dreamer hat by Kalurah Hudson. And
I love these colors.
Yeah, this is just like gold and really pretty beiges. And I'm having so much fun with these cables because there's, you know, a cable row, but then you have 4 plain rows. And it's really turning out well. So, and it's going so fast. This was not that much work.
Yeah.
Having so much fun with that. So I think pretty soon I'll have like 3 bulky projects on the needles because it goes so fast.
I think in our first episode, you were working on a bulky shawl in Vesper.
I was, and it is still in the bag, so.
Okay.
Not
no judgment.
It's kind of put to the side, but.
I understand.
Yeah, so those are, oh, and I wanted to show off the bag the hat is in, is a Labyrinth bag, which was one of my favorite movies as a kid. So this is Slip Stitch Studios, and it's like the perfect size for socks and hats.
That's so
and
cute.
Has a little drawstring.
Oh yeah, nice. I just ordered a bag. I've been talking about like big project bags, and I really want a big project bag. I just ordered one from Republica Unicornia.
Ooh, that's where your other one was from.
Yeah, which where is that one? I don't know. It's somewhere. Where do even all the projects and the project bags end up? That's what I'm talking about. I can't have a couch basket because stuff will disappear into it. But yeah, so I got one and it's got unicorns on it and it's huge. It's like a blanket sized project bag. I'm really excited. So I'll have that for next time to show off. What?
Those were all of my projects. So I want to hear about the status of the designs.
Slow going. Like I was saying, I've barely been knitting because I've been drawing so much, which like the more that you guys hang out with us, like you will find that I'll knit hard for like, you know, a couple weeks and then I'll get bored of that and I'll start drawing for a while and then I'll get bored of that after a while and I'll move on to like, oh my God, how could I forget? I have to tell you about my new toy.
I saw this.
It's an electric spinning wheel.
Gosh, you're gonna be a yarn producer.
I know. I'm gonna spin some yarn. Well, hopefully. So I've been drawing and then I'm like just getting the hang of the like digital painting on my iPad and then this thing came yesterday. So I'm like so annoyed because my interests are gonna change and I'm gonna abandon drawing, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine to bounce around. Anyway, so this is the EEW Nano electric spinning wheel by Dreaming Robots. And I got it because last year I had bought a drop spindle because I was like, I'm going to learn to drop spindle. I'm going to learn how to spin. Well, I didn't really like the drop spindle because you can't slouch on the couch when you're
drop spindle.
You have to like hold it up and like, you know, hey, like you can't, I don't know. So I'm like, I want to, I know I'll like spinning, like the feel of the fibers going through your hands. Like I know I'll love that, but I want to like be lazy about it. So, like really nice new wooden spinning wheels. Like when you think of a spinning wheel, those are so expensive, like hundreds or thousands of dollars. But this little guy was only $100.
Well, yeah, it's a nice introduction. You can see if you like it. And...
Right, exactly. I was like, I'm not going to spend $600 on a hobby I'm not totally sure that I'm going to love. So this guy is like very beginner friendly. There's a ton of videos to learn how to use it. You can 3D print extra parts for it. So I actually think it might be like 3D printed. Whoever Dreaming Robots, the manufacturer, I'm pretty sure this little guy is 3D printed, and then it's just got like a little motor on the bottom that spins it. It weighs nothing. I don't know what this is called. The bobbin, you can, I believe there are patterns for this. You can like print your own if you have a 3D printer, which my husband is very excited about. So I was fiddling with it last night, trying to figure out how to get it to work. And I am not there yet. I haven't spun anything yet, but I'm going to practice a little bit today and try to not get discouraged. So
tell me, where did you get the fiber that you're playing with, or what kind of fiber do you have?
I don't remember what it is. It's sheep wool. It's some kind of sheep.
I love the color.
Yeah. I was like, I want something bright and something fun. I got this at this, I'm gonna call it a skein. It's not a skein, guys. I don't know the terms yet. I got this fluffy stuff at a local yarn shop in Northeast Ohio. I'm tired and I can't remember what it's called, but she has a ton of like spinning wheels and like
Harps and Thistle?
No, but it's out that way.
Okay, we'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, I'll put it in the notes. I got it during the Yarn Discovery Tour last year. And for those of you who don't yarn in Northeast Ohio, we have every fall, we have the Yarn Discovery Tour where a bunch of local yarn shops, there's a coupon, and every time you go shopping, you get a free pattern and you get entered into drawings. And it's just like a way to get to know all the local yarn shops. It's like, you know, it's a tour. So you tour all the local shops and there's prizes and things, and it's really fun. So I did that last year and I bought this. And, yeah, I don't remember who it's by or what it's called. I just know it's real fluffy and it's bright colors, and it's good for beginners because I guess the fibers of sheep's wool are like really long. I do know it's merino. I know that. But I guess you want long fibers when you start spinning because they stick together better. And so it's easier for like, it doesn't fall apart like some other fibers might, like alpaca. I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'll report back on the spinning and see how that goes. Next episode, hopefully I'll have a skein of hand spun to share. So that's that. And then, okay, you guys, I've been talking about this shawl for like months. I think since the beginning of our podcast. This is the Parallelogram Wrap. I had originally planned to do test knitting in November, but then everyone's like, we're too busy. We don't have time to knit an enormous shawl right now. So I put the pause on test knitting, but it's ready to go. And we're gonna do it in January. So if you're interested in test knitting the Parallelogram Wrap, it's just a big shawl. It's a big rectangle, knit on the bias, knit in garter stitch with a bunch of mini skeins or scraps, or you could do a fade with a bunch of different colors. Like that would be really fun. It's got optional buttons and buttonholes, so you can button the ends together to make a cowl. It's got that really cool I-cord edge, which does take forever, I'm not gonna lie, but it, like, look at how pretty that is. It's nice and clean, a contrast edge. Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, I lost your, okay, I lost sound.
I muted just for a second. Dexter was being loud, so.
Okay, I'm like just rambling on. And so yeah, January 1st, you guys, we're doing it. It's happening.
So exciting.
So if you wanna test knit, after the holidays, like, listen, January during a pandemic, you don't have anything better to do. Like, you might as well just test knit this with me. So that'll be fun. I'm really excited about this one because it's so cozy. I was gonna say, I'll put the link to my test knit application in the show notes. So if you you want to test, like there's just a little questionnaire you can fill out like with your info and your email and all that stuff. And then I will get the pattern to you. We will cast on January 1st. All in it. We're doing it. It's happening. The buttons are optional. If you hate buttons, don't worry about it. So that's this, the Parallelogram Wrap. So here's, this is in Sarah's skinny, do you call them skinny singles? No, Eerie singles.
Eerie.
Yeah, Eerie singles. This color is called Pennyroyal. Excuse me, it's a beautiful like pastel purple with like hot pink and dark purple speckles in it. I love this colorway. So this cowl, it actually goes this way. And it actually should be inside out because it's gonna be reverse stockinette with this like cool border, ribbed border on the edge. So you knit it top down, cast on the top. And then I've got some, a little bit of shaping, just some increases like every couple of inches so that it flares out. The cowl flares out a little bit at the bottom, just so it like drapes a little bit nicer. Mm-hmm. It's really simple. And because it's knit in the round, so it's just stockinette all the way around. And then you turn it, when you're done, you flip it inside out, and then you have a reverse stockinette cowl that you never purled on, except for the ribbing. It's got a matching hat. There's going to be a scrappy, like a version that uses different scrap yarns, so you can like fade your different scrap yarns together. That's really fun. Where is my scrap hat? I don't remember. So I've been working on that. It's slow going because I'm like, oh, I really love simple projects that I don't have to think about. And, you know, it's just stockinette all the way around. But then I get bored of it. I'm just never happy. This, I was like not sure I was going to show this one off because it's kind of a hot mess. This is going to be, when it's off the needles, it's going to be a big square blanket, a really big square shawl, where it takes 2 skeins of sheep's whirl yarn, the gradient yarn, and then you just stripe them, fading them together.
Love it.
And it's stockinette and garter stitch, and it's really big, and it's mindless, and it's super fun. But again, like by the time so you start it in the middle of the square, just like a top-down shawl. You start it in the middle and work your way out so it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every row. And by the time, like where I am now, there's like 800 stitches on the needles right now. Like it's huge. So
wow.
Forever.
How much yarn do you have left? What?
Yeah, there's still a lot
Those
left.
are huge skeins.
This is probably, I haven't weighed it, but it's probably like a third or a quarter of the skein left. So if you're like, oh, like I said, I always think that I like those long rows and it's just really basic stitches, but then I do like by
800.
I don't want to do this anymore. So, but it is very soothing. I was working on it yesterday a little bit. So at some point that will for sure be in 2021. Probably both of those will be ready to test when I get some stuff done. But now, like, I have that, the spinning wheel. So, like, am I going to be knitting or am I going to be spinning? I don't know. We'll see. So, you want to jump right into books?
Yeah, definitely. I did pretty well this month. I have some that I've even started and not talking about. So, when I went back through, I was like, oh my gosh, I got a decent amount. The first one I want to talk about is Susanna Clark's Piranesi. And if you know anything about this, it is really, really good. It's a guy and he's in this world where it's like a palace of labyrinths that are just big stone and marble hallways. all connected, and there's only one other person there, and there's statues all through it. So he's like mapping out like the third northeast corner, you know, has this statue, and there's an ocean below them, and the tides come up, so he like tracks the tides. And this is a book where it's better if I don't give too much away. So you kind of learn a little about like his routine and what he does, and he fishes, and things just start like unraveling about this world. And the other guy who's there is a little mysterious, and things he finds like little clues, and it was really it's really just a short little book, and it's a lot of fun. So, and I've been on TikTok a lot, and there's Book Talk, which is just all book recommendations, so I get sucked in there and take screenshots when I want some things to read. And actually this next one I found on TikTok. This is Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. I wrote that up the light. So really fun. Again, magic. It's like fantasy all the way for me. But this teenager's, her mother dies mysteriously. She goes to college, and her first, like right away, there's like this magical attack on campus that she witnesses. And there's this secret society that like fights evil, and she feels like they have something to do with her mother's death. And she becomes an initiate to try and find out more about them, to kind of investigate, and gets like tangled up in all of their stuff. It was really just fun and interesting, and there's a lot about like her past and her mother's past that slowly unravels. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice.
Did the audio of Opposite of Always.
I haven't heard of that one.
You haven't? He's actually a local author. It's Justin A. Reynolds, and he's going to be where you have at the library. There's like a YA like book festival coming in December. Cool. And he's going to be on one of the panels, so I'm excited about that. But I did it on audio. The narrator was really good. He sounded really young, like a teenager, so it really like helped it. And there was a lot of like little things, like they loved cereal and just all these like cute additions that made it, you know, like more teenagery. So and like there's parts of it where he like is kind of self-centered and just thinking about him and his girlfriend, and so, you know, it was kind of interesting with like him and his parents and the dynamic, and like him and his friends. So pretty much boy meets girl, they fall in love, there's a tragedy, and I'll try to be vague, but then he gets sent back in time right to the moment where he met the girl and relives it, and is trying to kind of fix what happened. But as he's fixing that, other things kind of unravel on the side. So he's really messing with stuff. So he kind of has to learn as he does it, like the right way.
Sounds interesting.
It is. It was really.
That wasn't like the direction I thought that was going to go. I'm like, oh, it's just a YA like romance or whatever. But then you're like, oh, time travel. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to it. And I actually feel like I didn't even give as much as like just the regular blurb gives away a ton. And so, yeah, I think it's better to know a little bit less going on. But really sweet book. So last one.
Oh yeah.
Is this. And I just finished it. And I have to say, I don't kind of think it's a classic romance. I mean, it was much more actiony than I expected.
Yeah.
So I think with Harlequin, like, since it's, you know, credited as like this like tough guy kind of one, it was a lot of like detective stuff and, you know, chasing around, and a lot less on the romance than I would expect from a Harlequin. So I think for each series, you know, they go kind of down that vein a little more than I was expecting. So I was going to say, I do like, there's a few things I really like about it. They each were in law enforcement, but really not supposed to be on this case, but just went for it anyway. And I do like that they both were put in jail and had to bail each other out during the thing. And then kind of at the end, there's this struggle and she's in trouble and you think, oh, he's like a little late coming to get her. And you're like, oh, you know, he's gonna just swoop in. And no, she like, you know, was able to like duke it out. And so, but yeah, I want a little more of the romance side of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. There was like one sex scene, and it was like they were like kissing, and then
it was like next morning
or whatever, and then you're there the next morning and they're wrapped in sheets or whatever. I was like, wait a minute, where's all the good stuff?
I know. There's one like quick kind of kiss, there's one not explained night together, and you're like, oh, okay. So but yeah, and then a lot of things in, like, I'm a historical romance person, so there's like kidnappings and death and, you know, a lot of like the dark stuff woven into, so I was like not expecting all that. I know a few of our watchers read it like right off the bat, like the first few days after it aired. So I know Katie and Ryan got it. So I want to hear if anyone read it, what you think of it.
If you read this, leave a comment, and that will also enter you into our giveaway. We want to hear what you thought. I have to say, I was a little disappointed because with a hero like Brick Savage, like, I don't know, I had this preconceived notion that it was going to be really like sort of silly and over the top, and it wasn't. Like, it was, I was surprised at how like serious it was. So I was kind of disappointed about that, because I really love like the old romances that are like super ridiculous. Like, I imagine this one is probably gonna have some elements that where you're like, whoa, what is happening? So this I'm excited for this one, but I don't know, Brick sort of let me down a little bit.
Well, but we can say we've read a Harlequin now, so.
Yes, that's true. But I can totally see how people come to the library and they're like, excuse me, where is the next Harlequin?
Yeah.
Where is it?
We have people on the phone who are like, okay, send me June, July, August, and I missed one in April, and they'll like check it off.
Yeah.
So you do
I
get,
get
and
that.
then there's people that, I should know how many, you know, Harlequin series. There's like, I showed you like the historical one, and then there's like the Greek billionaire.
There's a bunch of imprints.
Kind of one line. So they've at least got 6. But people only read like 1 or 2. They're like, don't send me any of those historical ones, you know? Yeah, so they have their like one they like. So
I mean,
I think they are kind of definitely different.
Yeah.
So that was my reading, which I'm so proud about.
Yeah, you went through a lot. All right, let's see, what do I have? I feel like I don't have I read a lot this month, but I feel like they were all like within the same series. Like, so there's this series, I've been reading Nevada Bars, murder mysteries set in the national parks, the U.S. National Parks Service. So she's like a forest ranger, and like every book is set in a different national park, and so there's shenanigans that happen. So this one, A Superior Death, this was probably my favorite. She's working at a national park on Lake Superior, like way up in Michigan or something. And I, you know, being from Cleveland, we are Great Lakes proud here. So Superior isn't our lake, but that's fine. We still love all of them. So the premise of A Superior Death is she's a ranger working at the national park on Lake Superior, and there's like all of these shipwrecks in Lake Superior, and people are like scuba diving to go like see if they can dig up treasure or whatever. And then there's a body in one of the shipwrecks, and they're like, holy shit, someone got murdered, and the murderer put their body hid their body in a shipwreck. Like, what? That's crazy. So then it's like all this stuff about like she's solving the murder, and she's got to dive to, you know, 200 meters under the frigid waters of Lake Superior, and there's like pirate ship stuff and like drug runners coming from Canada across the lake, and there's like all this stuff. And so I don't know. I
Awesome.
can't get enough of these books. What were you gonna say?
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're like really fun. So like the first one is about the first book in the series is the Anna Pigeon series. The character is Anna Pigeon, and each book is about her. And the first book is about mountain lions, and like someone gets murdered trying to save the mountain lions in this park in Texas or whatever. And then the next one, the one I just finished reading, is called Firestorm, and that one is set in California, and there's a forest fire. So if you're interested in that, I'm fascinated by these books because my uncle is a forest ranger up in Glacier National Park in Montana, and he actually met Nevada Barr, the author, when she was there doing research for one of her books that I haven't gotten to. It's later in the series. But like when I learned that in my head, I'm like, oh, Uncle Dennis, like, so you're like best friends with the author, right? And like you're godparents to her children and whatever. So like that makes me tangentially famous as well by association. No, like I met her a couple times, like at the park, like, nice try, Christine, you're not famous. So those, I've been plowing through those. I read 4 of them.
Oh my gosh.
And then last night, I just finished this book. It's called The Guest Cat by Takashi Harade. It's a Japanese, just a novella. It's like 140 pages. It was really short. It's about a kitty cat. And the premise is it's a Japanese translation. And so there's like this husband and wife, and they're living in their apartment, and then this cat, they're like having marriage trouble, but then this cat shows up, and like the kitty cat changes their lives. And it's like if you love cats, if you've ever had a cat or like met a cat, like this book, it's very, very soothing. Like it's one of those ones I love. It's like a comfort read, like nothing bad happens, and it's very like, it's heartwarming, and like, I don't know, like the quirky stuff the cat does is like really delightful. And it has really lush description, which I always appreciate. So that's my books. I can tell we're both really tired because you're like real quiet. You're like, oh, yeah. Our introvert energy we're depleted. But that was that was like really good. We got a lot of stuff covered today.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't think I have anything else. And even if I do, I'm really tired. So I'll save it for next time.
No, I have talked about everything.
Yeah. So Yarn Hellions, thanks for hanging out. We're going to go take naps probably.
Thanks for joining us.